Hello and welcome, my name is dragondrop and this is the joinDOTA League. We're in the Europe Division 1 and it's a big name playing right here, right now. It's Team Empire against hehe United. And I think it's fair to say that Empire has the upper hand in this matchup. I mean, they're sitting at 10 and 4 in the group right now, tied for first place with none other than Fnatic. hehe sitting on the other side of the board at 5 and 11, so we'll see how they can do tonight. But Empire, of course, recently come very far and are definitely a top tier team in Europe right now. So bans a little bit slow in coming. Invoker and Venomancer are banned from Team Empire. Invoker, of course, a very popular mid hero. Venomancer support that is really strong in the early game. Can harass you out of lane quite effectively just because of his poison sting, and of course the Gale is a perfect setup for early ganks. Visage banned out for hehe United, another strong early game support that also transitions very nicely into the mid and late game with the strength of his familiars and his tankiness coming out from Gravekeeper's Cloak. And of course Soul Assumption will always be a factor because it's a really low cooldown nuke with a lot of potential. Ember Spirit gonna be the next ban out, so another very popular hero in the meta right now. Not gonna be joining us this time around. Empire picks up their Dazzle. They're running the hero quite effectively, but Ancient Apparition is gonna be snagged away from Always Wanna Fly. Picked up by hehe United, and definitely a smart pickup from them. Because Always Wanna Fly uses that hero to great effectiveness. So snagging that away from Empire. It's a good start for hehe United. We'll see what they want to pick up as their second pick right now. Whether they want to get another support that can work with the Ancient Apparition, provides lane control that they definitely need, because that's one thing that the Ancient Apparition does not give you a whole lot of. With cold feet not being extremely useful in most circumstances. So yeah, Ancient Apparition, oh, Shadow Demon, yeah. That'll give you enough control to get some early kills actually. As soon as Shadow Demon hits level 2, you can disrupt someone, get into position, use the Soul Catcher, and then combine that with the Chilling Touch buff up. That's a whole lot of right click damage coming out on that one target that the Shadow Demon meant to disrupt. So potentially very deadly lane already coming out, almost no matter what kind of hero you use with that. Empire now picking up the Lycanthrope and probably going to a defensive trial lane with that hero because he doesn't have the biggest lane presence. He really needs some time to get his Vladimirs online and his Necrobook, but then he can start fighting quite well, but also push down towers extremely fast. So hehe United has to watch out for that, but they do have the potential to put on some pressure with an aggressive trial lane if they pick up another good hero for that. Ancient Apparition and Shadow Demon, of course, probably not the best in these kind of situations, but they're definitely not the worst either, because they do have a lot of killing potential, as I just told you guys. But Dazzle might be able to just keep the Lycanthrope alive through all of that too, because of the strength of Shallow Grave. So Bane gonna be the next banner from hehe United. Support that works quite well with the Dazzle because he adds a lot of control that the Dazzle doesn't really have. All he has is really a slow, which does fall off the later on you go in the game. So Kunkka and Mirana banned out, two nice teamfight heroes. The Kunkka more so than the Mirana, but of course the Mirana can have a huge influence in team fights, if not with a lot of AoE spells, but with initiation, just being able to use the Moonlight Shadow, which is basically a free smoke for the most part, free invisibility. You can use that to gank heroes up, you can use that to try and get away and out of a bad position. Next Assassin gonna be banned out by hehe United, not wanting to deal with that offlane and the initiation that he brings to the table. And Empire definitely needs an initiator right now. Lycanthrope can, yeah, all he can do is really run in head first and then get control down if he's not careful. hehe United snagging up the Batrider though, and that's a nice piece of initiation. And Batrider, of course, a hero that can stick in the offlane If he's getting a good start there, it's great. But if he doesn't, he can always fall back into the jungle. I think it's safe to say that Shadow Demon and Ancient Apparition will operate out of the defensive tri-lane right now, and if they get some space, they will be starting to stack up some camps for him, so he can get a good blink dagger up.
5 seconds. Reserve time.
One other thing to note is that with the Shadow Demon, they also picked up one common counter for the Battle Rider, and now, of course, the Nyx Assassin ban makes a lot more sense too. I mean, Nyx Assassin ban in general is a good idea if you don't want to play against him, because Nyx Assassin, of course, a hero that will always have a good influence on the game. But he also works really well against the Battle Rider, just because Battle Rider will always want to use his Firefly to initiate, just because it gives him this flying vision. But that means that the Battle Rider, that the Nyx Assassin can just run into that Firefly with the Spike Carapace and stun him wherever the Battle Rider is right now. So, hehe United preparing the Battle Rider ban with that Battle Rider pickup with that nice ban. Shadow Shaman now coming out on Team Empire. And I've seen that kind of tri-lane with the Shadow Shaman Dazzle and Lycanthrope in a different game a couple of days ago, and it didn't work out too well. There was a Viper on the other team, and he just
5 seconds.
Shit all over that tri-lane, because the Dazzle can keep you alive, but he doesn't do a whole lot of else. As I said, he doesn't provide a whole lot of control. The Shadow Shaman does, but he needs some levels to get online, so... And the Lycanthrope, of course, is not providing any of that. A little bit of right-click if he chooses to put a point into Howl, but apart from that, no control whatsoever coming from him early on. So... hehe United can consider an aggressive tri-lane here, definitely, and just put the Battle Rider in the safe lane, if they really... or the mid lane for that matter, if they really want to. And shutting down Lycan early is a really good way to just circumvent his ability to split push once he gets his item up. Just put on pressure when he isn't online and get ahead in the game. And Morphling, he's probably gonna go to the middle lane. Or he can sort of work in aggressive tri-lane too, as soon as he hits level 2, he has a waveform to finish people off. Which is a really potent nuke, if you think about it. It's also a repositioning tool. And positioning, of course, in Dota, one of the most important things. So, I would think that Morphling can work in aggressive tri-lane. The only thing that's bad in that setup is that he won't be able to get a whole lot of levels out of that. So, I don't think he will do that. It's going to be probably Battle Rider safe or off-lane solo, and the Morphling will end up in mid. If the current meta is anything to go by. He's going to match up against the Puck, though. Should be alright. Puck can use... yeah, it should be...
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, it should be a decent lane for both heroes, I would imagine.
5 seconds.
Both quite survivable, with Morphling being able to morph strength. If he's bottle crawling, he should be alright. Puck, of course, excellent mid hero in most circumstances.
To go.
Last band's coming out. Not a lot of bonus time left for hehe United, so they have to think quick. It's gonna be the Doom, so yeah. Really smart ban out. Doom, of course, a hero that shuts down a Morphling throughout the early and mid game quite decently. Because if you Doom a Morphling, what can he do? He can't morph anything. So, he can't use Waveform, can't use Replicate, so... Of course, Doom counters most heroes, but Morphling in particular gets pretty much useless until he's gotten that right click really online, and that's not until much later in the game. Temple Assassin gonna be last banner by Team Empire, so they're expecting us farming Morphling. That can happen, of course. They might pick up something like a Storm Spear or something else to match up against a Puck in the middle lane.
5 seconds.
Otherwise, they are looking for another carry.
Reserved.
Luna still available. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay, that's a curveball if I've ever seen one. I actually don't know how the lane is now. They're thinking dual lanes with the Battle Rider in the mid, Shadow Demon and Ancient Apparition off lane, and Wisp safeguarding. Or Wisp Morphling in mid, that can work too, and with the Batrider solo safe or offlane, and Shadow Demon and Ancient
10
Apparition
seconds to go.
together in the solos, in the safe lane. Centaur Warrunner gonna be the last pickup for the offlane, I would imagine, for Empire. And when I look at the draft of hehe United, then I just see that there's not a lot of meat. So all their heroes are quite susceptible. Well, maybe not the Morphling, not so much, and the Batrider can sometimes use Firefly to get away, but apart from that, if that strat that they worked out for themselves doesn't fly, then Empire will gonna have this game in the bag, I feel, because their lineup is really well rounded for the most part. They basically just need to get the Shadow Shaman off to a decent start, so you get a couple of levels so you can provide that control that they need. But Centaur Warrior and of course the Puck are also heroes that can provide that control in the mid game once they've got the Blink Daggers. So, just in terms of heroes, I would give this to Empire, but we'll see whether hehe can pull a rabbit out of their hats with that unorthodox lineup. Alright, speaking of lineups, on the side of Empire we've got Always Wanna Fly on the Shadow Shaman, Silent on the Lycanthrope, heading to the safe lane. That's the Courier, he's gonna play a big part. Bensko heading to the middle lane right now, it's a little bit weird. Resolution, but he's gone for...
And we're back.
Okay, Resolution, nah, he's heading back towards mid now. On the Puck, Mac gonna be on the offlane. On the other side of the river, we've got Empire, Please Have Mercy. I think this is actually a moment. Maps like this are not caster friendly, just saying. So, gonna get Chips high in, or Chips on the Shadow Demon. Relo, gonna play the Morphling, they might actually go aggressive here. Wisp solo mid? Maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be played by Nihis, which leaves the Batrider HWA in the solo safe lane, sorry. Yeah, I might just go Wisp solo mid, get him off to a good start, and go aggressive with the Morphling. I've seen solo mid Wisp once or twice,
And away we go.
and it did work out to some degree if I remember correctly, but I'm not quite sure that's the right decision up against the Puck, who'll just be able to harass him down quite effectively. We'll see how that works out. Really curious. Shadow Demon already got himself 50 extra gold by the awarding something, I would see. So yeah. hehe United got the vision over this middle lane, so they've got that going for him. Now Chips, though, might be in trouble. Poison Touch is leveled up, he's slowed down, but no follow-up, and the Chilling Touch will ensure some counter damage being thrown out. But he dropped very low there. And both him and Ancient Apparition will have that same problem if they get caught out at all. And once Always Wanna Fly gets some more levels up into his control abilities. I mean, just 1 point into Shackle allows you to hold a hero out of position for Silence and Vanscore to catch up and dish out a lot of damage. I mean, Empire doesn't have a whole lot of level 1 killing potential, but levels 2 or 3 can give them the advantage if hehe is out of position up here. Bottom lane matchup. Mac not actually starting with the magic stick, so it tells me that they didn't expect the Batrider here in this bottom lane. But he'll pick that up as soon as he possibly can, I would imagine. Because until that happens, HWA will have a decent time down here in this lane. At least if he gets the lane back under his tower, or back closer to his tower at the very least, so he can spam these napalm stacks, get some damage done without risking tanking tower shots. Yeah, this middle lane matchup not going too well for Nihis. He's sitting at 1 CS as opposed to the 10 of the Puck, so... I mean, usually you just want levels on the Wisp anyway, but that's because you run the Wisp in the support position and don't require him to get farm, but if you run him in the mid, you want him to get both. because otherwise you're just wasting a lane. Basically. That means that this pack will have a really good start. He already has his bottle up. He can do some work with the orbs, but Resolution's actually going for it. He's taking a lot of damage, and that's gonna be the first blood. What the hell, Resolution? Yeah, Wisp actually getting up a lot of levels, and you can't underestimate the orbs. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of health, but these do a lot of damage if he levels those up. Resolution not recognizing that fact, defeating first blood. It's not something I would have expected here, especially not from a puck. That top lane, a lot of killing potential, and now always one fly. Got pointed into shackles. There it is. Frigid Gas can go out, but Chips taking a lot of damage. Silent working on him. Ether Shock will pick him up. Vansko uses Shallow Grave to keep himself alive. Now Relo's in a bad position, but they're gonna focus on the Ancient Apparition. Vansko will die because of it. And are they gonna get him? Yes, another Ether Shock. Double kill for always wanna fly, but Relo now working on him. Waveform, 1 or 2 auto attacks. One more is needed. Yep. Relo with a double kill, Silent doing what he can, but now Vansko is back. Disrupted though by Chips. Relo should survive here. Not enough mana for another waveform, but he doesn't need it. So 2 for 2 trade in this top lane? I believe who else died? What the hell? A Silent actually, the Shadow Poison stacking up. Hehe United. Making the lineup work for them. And yeah, really nice.
Someone's having technical difficulties.
My puck actually died again in the middle lane, it seems, during all of that, so...
With my thanks.
Yeah. Wisp doing work with these level 3 orbs. A couple of right clicks. Resolution taking a lot of damage once again, but Knee is now tanking a tower. Man, what is going on in this game? Hehe United. Starting off strong, putting up pressure onto the Lycanthrope. Nice disruption into the cold feet. It's gonna proc. Vansko taking a lot of damage, but he's gonna be able to heal himself up now. Ancient Apparition is in trouble. He's gonna take the fall after a shackle. Chips Iron doing what he can. Throwing out the Shadow Poison, and the Wisp rotating up with the relocate, helping them out a little bit. So Vansko will die in the end. Always wanna fly, taking a lot of damage with the Soul Catcher on him. Lycanthrope in the meantime, Silent, he's doing what he can, but Lycanthrope in the early stages, not a whole lot he can do, except for right click with himself and his wolves a little bit. Now another shackle into a hex. Does he have it? No, he has 2 points into Ether Shock, so no hex, so Muffling will be able to waveform away. And Silent not in position to follow up with anything. Don't think they would have been able to kill him anyway, but... Resolution also resigned from the mid lane, trying to put some pressure on this bottom tower, help Mag out a little bit. He basically got his Tranquil Boots now, he just needs to have them shipped out to him. Kura is a little bit busy right now, so... Always want to fly, takes that opportunity to rotate into this mid lane, grab a couple of levels. Puck getting himself a regen wound, so he's quite low, so that's gonna help him out. This top lane. Chilling Touch, Disruption onto Silent, it seems. Shallow Grave has to come out now, no! Vansko not in position, and now he's taking a lot of damage, has to use it on himself. There's 4 heals for Hehe now, they want to get this kill, and Morphling will get him with 2 more auto attacks. Hehe United. Taking the reins early, doing exactly what they need to shut down Lycanthrope, not giving him the good start that he needs. I mean, he's getting a lot of CS, but he died twice. He got 1 kill too, but dying twice as a Lycanthrope is something that you can't afford. He almost has Vladimir's Offering, so he's got that going for him, but still. If Hehe United can keep that sort of pressure up, the Chips might be in trouble. The Wolves with the Howl buff up, doing quite some damage. Now relocate out. Getting the Morphling out of dodge. And always want to fly. Gets the Shadow Shaman. Gets the Shadow Demon. With the last Ether Shock, so. Shadow versus Shadow. Now they are back in business. Relo though shackled up. Wisp taking a lot of damage. Shallow Grave Gonna keep Silent alive for a little bit, but 2 heroes behind him, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Summons the wolves, but he will take the fall again. He has actually survived through all of that. So another bad trade for Empire here. Bad Rider. He's also in the backlines. Vensko now, he doesn't have anything, so he will also take the fall. All the heroes for hehe up in this top lane, picking up heroes left, right, and center. Let's take a look at the gold graph, and yeah, 2,000 gold in their favor, about 3,000 experience.
Tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
But they need to start turning that into towers as well. Restricted map control for the lycanthrope.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up. Dire's top
As much as they
tower's
possibly
getting
can.
beat down.
Double damage rune hanging out of the bottom lane. Mag might find it, but guarding it for resolution.
Dire might want to mine their top tower.
Silent goes to let him his offering, so he has the option to fall back into the jungle, and he has to do that. He can't go back in lane. They can kill him so easily right now. Oh, Mag and Resolution trying to make something happen on the Bad Rider. He doesn't have his blink yet, about 1,000 gold away from him. There's the Stampede, there's the call, he's gonna snap it. Firefly's up, a follow-up stun. But the relocate coming in, bringing in the Shadow Demon, so they... And the reload teleporting in, they grab up both of them, so... Good trade for Empire, definitely. And yeah, Wisp gonna go straight back to the middle lane and keep farming up. Ancient Apparition also level 6 right now. So he will be able to contribute his Ice Blast to these fights. Relo have off to a good start. Sitting on top of the net worth chart, 4,000 gold, 1,000 gold ahead of Silent. That's not something that you want to have happen. Now, Mass Teleport's coming up. Vensko might be in trouble. Flame Break back. Is there a lasso? There is. He just needs to get close enough. Shallow Grave will give him some time, but he's going to fall eventually. Shackles up though. Bad Rider a little bit too far forward, and now Silent in his ultimate form going onto the Wisp. It's hitting hard, but is it gonna be enough? War Trap not gonna work on something like a Morphling with the waveform up. Wisp will die, but now Silent is in trouble. His ultimate form wore off, but he's actually grabbing another kill in the Ancient Apparition. Might take out from the ultimate.
6 in a row.
Puck dies in the meantime to the Morphling in the backline, so... Alright, Lycan will barely survive, finds an inventory room which will ensure his retreat. But definitely living life on the edge there. Did Vensko die through all that? I think so. I mean, he was surrounded by heroes, even with the Shallow Grave. But yeah, the wards definitely did some work there to help them out, and if not kill a whole lot, just zone them out. Wisp again looking to make something happen, but it's about the time where the orbs start to lose effectiveness just a little bit. Especially in these team fights around the lanes where some creeps might tank that up. But yeah. Ancient Apparition, ultimate, and they're gonna relocate to the bottom lane. Waveform auto always wanna fly, he's not long for the world. Middle lane though, in the meantime Resolution throws her Silence Mag, finishes up the Shadow Demon, and Bad Rider stunned up. 2 for 1 trade into the middle lane. No, 2 for 0 trade actually, 2 for 1 trade across the map though. The bottom tower died a while ago it seems. I actually caught that.
The Dire best do something about
But because there's a lot of action across the map right now, and Empire's starting to pull back a little bit. They stop the bleeding at the very least. Gold graph though, not in their favor. Experience graph heading towards the 0 line again though, so Empire starting to do some work. They're definitely experienced enough to be able to play from behind with a lineup like that. With the Centaur working with Blink Dagger, we'll have another 500, 600 gold. Once that starts, he'll be able to initiate Puck, of course. He's died so many times, and he's far off from his Blink Dagger, but once he gets that, he will be able to do a lot more work than he does right now, and this will definitely help them out. Roshan. But yeah, Silence going to town on the Ancient Apparition now. Bad Rider is there though, he's hexed up. Just for a short while, the wolves still chasing the ancient apparition as best they can. Yeah, they really do want this Roche with the wards committed. He's so low. Venskor shallow graved up. Batrider is there, but they don't manage to snipe it. It's actually gonna be blown up. Nice coil on almost everyone. Shadow Demon will follow as well, but all the heroes in Empire are so low. Ancient Apparition Ultimate will not hit on anyone. Relo's in trouble, morphing strength as much as he can. Wisp now coming in to try and help him out, heal him up as much as he can, but Silent is full health right now. Use the Aegis, I believe. But Relo will be able to jump those replicates, so 2 for 2 trade at the end of the day. But Empire gets Roshan and uses the Aegis. Unless someone else picked it up, nope. Maybe Mag picked it up because he's full health and mana, so... Let's actually check. Yeah, Mag picked it up. Yeah, good trade for Empire at the end of the day, even though they lose the puck again. They're gonna have Mag with the Blink Dagger now up to do that initiation for them. So they don't have to rely on a puck as much in this game. And yeah, hehe United. The Batrider being caught up right here. Just outside the Roche pit, just after they got the Roshan down. He couldn't do anything in that fight, and that's just really not... Oh, relocate coming up top. Batrider will die again. Wisp is actually alone. He might die because of it. But no, Morphling trying to zone him out as much as he can, but he just uses waveform. Wisp gonna die. No, he's not dead just yet. Disruption coming out. No, actually relocated back, so not enough focus fire to bring him down. Morphling also safe, but they do catch the Shadow Demon, as well as the Ancient Apparition behind their own tier 1, so wards are committed, so this one will go down eventually. They even pick up, but they do pick up the Shadow Shaman behind it, so fortification used, so the wall's not enough to bring it down. It's now in the 9 range. So I don't know who won that fight. I would say Empire, but hehe United getting at least to the 9, so it's not as bad for them as it could be. Ultimate coming out, annoying them a little bit. Silent's not gonna die from that, but this tier 2 tower will take a little bit of damage, but a moment will be able to save it. What is that? What is that flame break, man? That's a little bit weird. Relo in the meantime, split pushing as much as he can. He has a replicate available, but he's sheeped up, shackled up. Will they have enough damage? He's morphing strength, and yeah, he will be able to jump out to his replicate barely. Wasn't a whole lot of time left on it. More points into the shackles and the hacks. They would have been able to get him, I believe.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Hehe, now angling for his mid tier 1 tower, but Resolution is there to defend. He has his Blink Dagger sitting in the base, shaping it out now, so he finally gets grip and catching up nicely in net worth as well. Out of the top 4, 3 of them on the side of Empire. And yeah, the gold graph actually in their favor with about 1,000 gold, experience graph as well, so they managed to pull it back after that horrible start that they had. Now I don't know what hehe United can do. Morphling still needs some time to get online. He has his Ethereal Blade, but he needs another 1,000... No, just as much gold as he has right now, just about, to finish the Ethereal Blade.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Empire now starting to get more and more mind control, putting pressure on this tier 2 tower. With the Howl buffer, it should die quite quickly, and it does.
Dire's got one last top tower.
Oh yeah, Mac committing an illusion, but this spell's fairly low cooldown, so it doesn't matter too much. Now hehe wants to defend, wants to chase, wants to make something happen. Vansko taking a lot of damage from the orbs, but it's not gonna be enough. And it's a dazzle, so he'll be able to heal himself up if he wants to. Re-engagement, Hoof Stomp on 2, Empire Resolution with the follow-up, blows both of these heroes up. Now Relo, Mind Control, he doesn't have a replicate up, the cooldown for another 10 seconds. Silent using that minus armor from the Medallion of Courage, Resolution Silence up, so he couldn't use the waveform, but he will be able to go back to the base. But moment, not so lucky. Caught out on his own tier 2 tower, and now it will probably die. Silent doesn't have his Necrobook up yet, but there's quite a bunch of creeps and still has his wolf, so putting at least a lot of pressure up. HWA though, he has his blink tag, he's looking for an opening to get someone. But Mag ready to reinitiate. Doesn't have a lot of mana left by these 10 stick chargers, so... But they're not gonna go for it, just playing it safe, falling back. Got what they came for, got a couple of kills. And now, Empire firmly in the lead, with the largest gold leader in the game, actually sitting at about 5,000, experience at 4,000. So, once Silence gets that Necrobook up, yeah, he just has level 1 right now. Level 3 is where it's at though. So once he gets that running, these other towers will die. And then Batrider blinks in, but not quite in range for the last one. Resolution with the counter initiation, silencing both of them. A ultimate, not gonna hit on anyone. This Resolution jumped out to his off. Mag gets a stun on 2. Nice nuke coming out from him as well. But now he's taking a lot of damage. The Stall catches on him. Shadowgrave will keep him alive. Shadow Demon though dies on the backlines as well as the Ancient Apparition to the Wolves. Batrider dies to the puck in the meantime. Horrible engagement as they also lose the Wisp. Morphling is the only one left standing. He's farming up, looking for that Ethereal Blade, but he's not gonna have it in time. Empire will be able to push down this tower. Are there any buybacks? Yes, there are, but not the ones that you want to have in this situation. It's just a Shadow Demon.
Mid-tower's getting banged up.
So also Morphling who's alive anyway. This tower's gonna go down. They're not gonna go high ground just yet, I would imagine. This A ultimate's gonna miss, but there's still one tier 2 tower left, but it's not long for the world. Rotating around. Group F is quite close. Even has a siege creep, 3 range creeps, so Howl is up, walls are up. Glyph will only delay the inevitable, really. I don't think he can engage there. Empire with so much momentum right now. Always want to fly low on mana though, so they're not gonna go any further than that just now. Vanscore looking for Roshan, but it's not gonna be up for another couple of minutes. We'll see how long exactly he will take in just a moment. But yeah, they just might wait out the next Roche and then go high ground. Silent will have his Necrobook 3 by that time, actually has it right now, so yeah. No reason to wait any longer than for the next Roche. And as you see, engagement in this mid lane, Vanscore gonna get hit by the ultimate. Resolution will survive a little bit longer. Yeah. Shallow Grave will actually keep him alive with the Region Rune as well. He didn't get hit by the ultimate, so he's not taken out at all. They didn't focus on Vanscore, so nice play coming out from him. Able to get away as well.
About time.
Relocate coming in though, or back in I should say, Nihe is now in a lot of trouble. He's gonna take the Fallen Mechanism. Is it enough? No, Mag.
How about that?
Giving him the double edge.
Forgot about the kick on that one.
And now, Wisp is down. Defensive Weave coming out. Don't even want to wait for Roshan. They just want to go right now. Batrider gonna be hexed up. Nice stun. Shackles, he's gonna be blown up. Vanscore the only one to be hit by the A ultimate. Shadow Demon dies in the backlines as well. This will be Rags. Mag is godlike. Walls are down. This will be Rags. This might be game as well. Only the Morphling loves. He's got a shotgun up, but even with the courier die, it's not gonna help them too much. Dazzle's still alive, so we'll be able to keep them topped up at all times.
Radiant's mid-rags ain't looking so hot. There goes the Radiant's mid-rags.
Racks are down, Necrobook's still up. He didn't have the recipe shipped out to him that... Oh yeah, oh wow. The Dire Courier actually had the recipes for Necrobook 3 for the Lycanthrope, so he did not have that for 3 minutes. Or 2.5 minutes now, so... Actually a nice snipe from for hehe United, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Even without the Nectar, they lost the tower. And all of their heroes are so squishy right now. I mean, they can pick up one hero with the Bat Rider, with a blink in, but he doesn't have a 4-star, so he can't get out quickly enough. And we saw always want to fly with that counter initiation. He immediately blinked in, hexed up the Bat Rider, so his effect in that team fight was equal 0. And I don't think that the next team fight will go any different, really. Sun keeps farming up and sitting on another 3,000 gold, and now they're gonna scout out Roshan. And against an Ancient Apparition, it's always a little bit of risk to go for Roshan. But he doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter, he barely has his point boost, as we see the Wisp die again. In the middle of nowhere, just way too far out. Man, he has a Reaver looking for our hearts. He's already has a pipe as well, so he's unkillable at this point. I'm not gonna go for Roche. I mean, they don't need to. If they want to play it safe, they can definitely do it. Just for the sake of it, get their Aegis. Just to be on the safe side, yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. This EA ultimate coming in, but they don't have to fear that right now. It's only a level 1 ultimate. And Pipe will keep them safe from the damage over time as well, so this is why I like the Pipe as pickup, especially against an Ancient Apparition. I mean, only with a level 1 ultimate, this game, it's not gonna do a whole lot anyway. At least not if you don't have a lot of damage follow-up anyway, but if the game goes differently and that Ancient Apparition gets ahead, then he does a lot more with that ultimate, especially if you get its Aghanim Scepter up. So being able to mitigate that kind of damage coming out with a Pipe of Insight, it's really, really good. You can't use the mechanism because of course Frostbite disables healing, and Dazzle won't be able to keep you alive through that as well. But Pipe is the only thing that can really, really help you against the Frostbite from the Ancient Apparition. So I like that pickup, and of course on the Centaur Raw Runner, also mitigating some of that damage that he does himself on the double edge is always going to be nice. Right, Empire now grouping up to put up some pressure on this bottom lane. Lycanthrope, he has the Aegis, he also got the Reaver of his own, so and he now finally got his Nectarbook 3, that's what they were waiting for, I believe. So if they really want to, they can wait for the hearts to be finished on Lycan as well as Centaur. But they don't need to. Glyph, once again, only delaying the event nevertheless to go in, blow up the Wisp as well as the Bat Rider, sheep up on a moment. Shackle on chips just before it reaches his own fountain. Once again, Morphling the only one left standing, but not for long. A silent is on him. Can morph all the strength in the world. That's a team wipe. And that's a GG. Yeah. Exactly what I was afraid of when I looked at hehe's lineup. I mean, worked out well in the early game, but as soon as Empire got the basic amount of farm and levels. Resolution trolling a little bit. But yeah, once Empire got their basic amount of levels, they were able to counter that, and just being able to tank up anything that hehe can bring to the table at this stage in the game, and follow it up with a lot of damage coming out from a lot of their heroes. I mean, except for the Dazzle, all of the Empire's heroes have damage, and if you look at hehe, it's not the case. The only one who has damage is pretty much the Morphling. Ancient Apparition to some degree if he manages to hit his ultimate. The Bat Rider, of course, if he uses the Flame Break, and the Firefly a little bit, but apart from that, you don't have anything. You don't have any follow-up, even if you get farm on the Bat Rider so you can blink in, initiate, force stuff out, and you wouldn't have had the damage to blow that hero up unless the Morphling is there, so we didn't like the draft too much for hehe in this game. So Empire will take this game number 1. So game number 2 will be coming up shortly, so I'll take a small break and we'll be right back.